Sorry for that. Welcome everybody. Welcome back to my channel for the daily ball news and reviews and roundup and whatever. And where to start but the World Cup in Russia. Yes, it is still going on. We had a very boring day yesterday with no World Cup action, and it returned today at 4 p.m. where I'm living time, where France took on Uruguay. And I I wasn't really shocked, but I was disappointed because I expected much more from Uruguay, especially someone like Luis Suarez. I thought because he didn't really have the best of domestic seasons. This World Cup he hasn't he had a few good games in the group stages, but not really excellent. I thought this was his chance to show the world he's still world class. He's still up there with probably the best striker, or he's up there, or he is the best striker in the world. But he didn't. They didn't really create much for me, and it was a poor performance from Uruguay. And the keeper, oh my God, Muslera, what are you doing? That was just a Karius 2.0. It was from the Griezmann free kick. It was awful, awful goalkeeping. There was no threat in that shot. He pushed it up into his own goal. It was very disappointing for Uruguay. You know, uh, it was very weird. Also, you saw Jimenez crying at the 80th minute. I'm like, what are you doing? You have 10 minutes left. Why are you crying already? And yeah, they didn't show like they had the fight, the passion, the belief that they could actually beat France. And that's how it looked since the first game, since the first minute. Sorry, it didn't really look like they had an idea of how to beat France, like the defending, of course, but how to score against. They didn't really look like they were not like how they were against Portugal, where they were very clinical and very distinct. And it was disappointing game for me. I didn't enjoy it at all. I expected much better and I didn't get better. So yeah, fortunately, stay there with the boys. It's very important. Sorry, boys and girls. Oh fuck it, no girls watching this. Okay. Let's move on to the next game, and it's Brazil against Belgium. So going into this, most people already have they put Brazil as their favorites to win the World Cup, including me. I thought they are going to win the World Cup because of the sheer amount of just they could out football any other country in the world. Let's be honest, they are so good, and I felt like we always talked about they had so much depth and this, and I felt that they really missed Casemiro for because one he's really intelligent, and two he's also more balanced. you know he just brings more balance than Fernandinho does, even though they're both defensive midfielders. It seems like Casemiro does more defensively than Fernandinho. Is more of a regista sort of, a ball controlling, ball playing deep line playmaker sort of, controlling the play, not really too much of a defensive work, when you play for a team like City, where the opposition usually get one shot on target and it usually stretches the hands of the goalkeeper. You don't really have to worry about decisions. And Belgium were absolutely super. I thought Roberto Martinez got his tactics spot on, playing Fellaini, in the midfield. Just giving a lot of physicality, and then Nessa Chadley. And when they were defending, they were sort of in a 4-3-3 with Chadley in the midfield. It was just really smart. And then they sat back and they went and he pushed De Bruyne forward, and Lukaku was drifting up to the wings and using his power to destroy Brazil's backline. And for me, that was genius from Roberto Martinez because I don't really like but Martinez. I don't rate him, but I have to admit that was absolutely superb tactics from Roberto Martinez. They played on the counter, and every time, especially in the first half, every time they got the ball, they looked like they were just going at Brazil. They were very direct, very quick. Hazard, De Bruyne, and Lukaku, they were linking up really well with Chadli and Mooney running out the wings and providing the width. They were just a constant threat on the counter attack. And it was really good to watch. They had so many good counter attacks. The own goal, of course, came from set piece, and then the goal from De Bruyne. Almost I don't want to say it's better than the Japan counter attack, but it was so beautiful. It was awesome. Like they're really good on the counter attack. It was really good. De Bruyne drills it home. Brazil were 2-0 down at halftime. They need to see more from guys like Neymar, Coutinho, and Jesus. For me, I'm sorry, he shouldn't have started the match. I know he was taking off for Douglas Costa. There was no point in starting him when he doesn't provide the thing. For me, Firmino is the most clever striker on the planet at the moment, and I'm saying this for some reason because he adapted his game more than 5 times towards last season. People may realize, he started the season as more of a out and out center forward. And then, during as the season started progressing and Champions League came and there were more and more matches, he changed and started to play as a deep line forward, sort of. Then towards the middle of the season, he became an actual false nine, doing the defensive work, the tackles, the hard yards. But he still wasn't scoring as much. His scoring really, really, really got up to peak at the back end of the season, towards the Champions League run when Salah was banging in goals, 4, 5, That was when Firmino, I think he scored something like, there was time that he scored 5 and 5 or something like. He was just banging goals. And that was because he improved his timing and his ability to find spaces. He is like he learned off from someone like Mo Salah. He was always in the right place at the right time. He started getting the tap-ins now ahead of Mo Salah. He started getting the rebounds, all this stuff. Before he wasn't doing them. Now he was started making the runs out wide, pulling the gap. He's just so smart. And I think if he starts, Neymar will be a lot better than he was for this game because he didn't look like he was comfortable enough in the game. He was trying, and of course he was rolling, 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 rolling. Sorry, guys. He was rolling around. A few times, a few dives here and there. Willian was not. It was not really happening. He tried to do the direct push ball and cross it low. It wasn't everything that came in was blocked by Alderweireld, Vertonghen, and company, who were superb today. It just wasn't working for them. And I felt that Firmino, when he came on, provided a bit more with the link up play and he opened up a lot of space for them, for Brazil. Of course, they equalized. It was through a brilliant ball from Coutinho for Renato Augusto, who came on for Paulinho to head home. Good header. But then he had another chance, almost similar, but it wasn't up the top. It was Coutinho. It was like the Belgian defense were really split because Firmino ran to the other wing. Douglas Costa pushed forward, and Neymar also moved to the other wing. So there's a huge space towards the middle, and Coutinho just played a simple pass through. And basically, it was Renato Augusto one-on-one with Courtois, even though defenders were around him, just at the edge of the box. He could have taken another touch. He would have taken it closer to the keeper. He took the shot first time. It didn't even go on target. It went wide. It was just a poor effort. It was a really good chance. He didn't take it. And there's another chance for this time. Neymar doing some good work on the wings, cut back, laid it for Coutinho, and it was a poor shot from Coutinho. I have to say, poor shot. So Brazil did create more chances in the second half. They were much better, but just didn't work out for them. And Belgium was still threatening on the counter attack. It was really, really surprising how good they were on the counter. It was amazing to watch. Like I said, Roberto Martinez did excellent. He's done an excellent job on his tactics. And yeah, that's it. So now we have no South Americans left in the World Cup, and we have no Asians, no Africans. So we only have European teams, which is awful. Nobody likes that, but what you gonna do? So yeah, we have some games tomorrow. England playing and Croatia, Russia. We hope that those two games are gonna be bangers, so we can just enjoy. But yeah, that's basically for the World Cup review. Now for the transfer stuff. Quickly, let's talk about the Ronaldo stuff. Not much has gone on from yesterday. Just if you guys know, a former Juve player said that Ronaldo to Juve is he signed for PSG for 2 years, I think, which is for me, I think is just absolutely foolish. Sorry, no, I don't want to criticize, but I don't think it's the right thing to do. But that's what he wants to do. So leaked source came out that Juve actually pay about would sponsor it to be about 50 million euros, something like that. The net, of course, without with taxes and everything, he's gonna earn 30 million euros in a year, which is a lot of money. So yeah, just nothing has happened, but it looks much more of a possibility now than all the other, than the past when Ronaldo's leaving every single time. So don't know. It may actually happen. Ronaldo may actually go to Juventus, which will be very, very weird for me to see Ronaldo in Juventus. Of course, that would be great for Juve and the Serie A as well. That would be very good for them. But I don't know. Whatever happens. Next up, Lucas Torreira, who was of course knocked up today with Uruguay, rejected a medical with Arsenal. Now, this is not to be alarming to any Arsenal fans. He said that he rejected a medical so because he wanted to concentrate on the World Cup. And now that they're out, he can concentrate, on he can go and maybe do the medical. And it's basically like the Socrates deal. Of course, he's gonna come. It's basically done and dusted. Torreira is going to be an Arsenal player for next season. So it's going to be interesting to see Arsenal next season. They are making some really good additions to their squad. I still don't think it's good enough to challenge for the top four, but we'll see. They may surprise. Unai Emery is a very good tactical manager, and yeah, you never know. Well, that's basically it. Like I told you, of course, it's the World Cup. Well, our transfer business are not really, blooming this time. But I'll keep you updated, guys, for anything that happens. Like I said, just let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you, everybody that watches. I'll see you next time. Stay cool.